The cabin nestled deep in the Adirondacks, hidden by pines, guarded by silence. Xnyc OG prepper sat, a man forged by solitude, hunting and fishing for food and enjoying his life. A crackle on the radio. Static, then a voice choked with fear. His children, and ex-wife trapped. Brooklyn was descending into chaos. He moved with the measured grace of a predator. Checking his rifle, the weight familiar. He packed supplies, his face a mask of grim determination. Each item essential. A promise to his children whispered on the wind. He wouldn't fail them. He couldn't. His pickup truck roared to life, a mechanical beast shattering the stillness. Headlights cut through the dense woods, illuminating the path. OG had faced danger before, the mountains his crucible. But this was different. This was for his blood. He descended from the mountain fastness, leaving behind the sanctuary he had built. The world outside awaited, a maelstrom of uncertainty and fear. He plunged into it without hesitation, driven by the fierce love of a father on a mission. The highway, usually a river of steel and rubber, was now a choked artery. Abandoned cars littered the asphalt, windows like vacant eyes. Smoke billowed on the horizon, a grim beacon of the chaos engulfing the city. OG drove on, undeterred. He navigated roadblocks, the faces of those manning them etched with fear and desperation. Their pleas for help washed over him. Their plight mirrored his own. But his mission was singular. His children came first. No detour, no distraction. The air grew thick with a metallic tang, the stench of fear, of burning. It clawed at his throat, a stark reminder of the stakes. A wrong turn, a moment's hesitation, could cost him everything. The weight of responsibility pressed down, heavy as the rifle on his back. As night fell, he bypassed the choked city center, taking side roads. Each turn a gamble, a roll of the dice in a game with unforgiving stakes. Sleep was a luxury he couldn't afford. His children were out there, somewhere in the heart of the maelstrom. Brooklyn, once a vibrant tapestry of life, now a canvas of fear. Sirens wailed, their mournful cries echoing through deserted streets. OG, trained in martial arts and survival skills, moved like a shadow, his senses heightened, every nerve on high alert. He had entered the belly of the beast. The remnants of chaos were everywhere. Buildings scarred by fire, streets littered with debris, groups huddled around fires, their faces flickering masks of despair. He saw the fear in their eyes, the desperate hope for salvation, but he couldn't offer them solace. Not yet. He finally reached their building, a familiar silhouette against the bruised sky. The door was ajar, a silent invitation into the unknown. He entered cautiously, his senses on high alert. The air hung heavy with the silence of absence. He climbed the stairs, each step a thunderclap in the oppressive silence. He found their apartment door splintered, its lock a twisted mockery. His heart hammered against his ribs. He pushed it open, the stale air thick with a sense of foreboding. The apartment was empty. Toys lay scattered, remnants of a life interrupted. A child's drawing, bright and hopeful, felt jarring against the backdrop of chaos. His children. Where were they? Despair threatened to engulf him, but he couldn't give in. Not now. He found a note, scrawled in crayon on a piece of cardboard. His daughter's hand. They were safe, hidden with neighbors. The words were a lifeline, pulling him back from the abyss of despair. He clung to them, a beacon in the darkness. He found their neighbors huddled in the basement, faces etched with anxiety. And there they were, his children. His daughter, eyes wide with fear, but unharmed. His son, trying to be brave, but clinging to his sister. Relief washed over him, a physical force that almost brought him to his knees. He gathered them in his arms, their small bodies trembling against him. The world outside ceased to exist. All that mattered was the warmth of their embrace, the steady beat of their hearts against his chest. They were safe. He had kept his promise. He had kept. The journey back to the mountains was a blur. They were quiet, his children, exhausted by the ordeal, but they were safe in his arms. He drove through the night, the rising sun painting the sky with hues of hope. The city receded in the rearview mirror, a nightmare fading with the dawn. He returned to the familiar embrace of the mountains, the weight of the city lifting with each passing mile. The cabin, once a symbol of solitude, was now a sanctuary of love and family. He watched his children play in the dappled sunlight filtering through the trees. Their laughter was the sweetest music, their joy a balm to his soul. He had faced the storm and emerged victorious. He had brought his children home. The mountains stood sentinel, silent guardians of their newfound peace. Here, far from the chaos and fear, they would heal. Here, in the heart of the wilderness, they would find their strength again, for they were his, and he would protect them, always.